What is going on, everybody? It's Cable Line Network here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing on Warframe, glorious Warframe. Alright, y'all. Now, in today's video, we're talking about Star Wars in Warframe. Boba Fett build. Yes, sir, we're doing a Boba Fett build. Boba Fett, the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, taken after he was a clone of Jango Fett, who he saw get murdered in front of him by a Jedi. I believe it was Mace Windu. Now, Boba Fett had many iconic appearances, some of which are being there when Han Solo actually got frozen in carbonite, when Lando betrayed them, and when Luke was actually rescuing Han Solo. Yes, now Han Solo ended up beating him by accidentally hitting his jet pack and sending him into the mouth of some sand creature. It was reports that he got out of that, but we have to see because of the new changes by Disney. Now we're going to actually build him right now. Alright, now in order to build him, you are going to have to buy the classic saturated pack. You're going to have to buy that color pack. It's about 75 platinum. It's worth it. I went with the green in the middle. That was the closest I could actually get to mimicking his normal armor color. Now, for a secondary color, I decided to go with a darker green. I'll actually favorite it if you can't see his little star right there for a little bit of a shine. Alright, now we're going over to the next part, his actual underclothing. Now remember, his clothing underneath that was never white, it was gray. People were actually confused about that. It's always been gray, so I used the gray to do it. Now, once again, you're needing the classic saturated pack. It's honestly, to me, the best pack because it has the most variety of colors. Alright, now for the final part, I'm actually going with the red for the Ascents, just because look at the helmet. Boba Fett's helmet was red in the T-shaped form. There's a T-shaped form on Banshee, but you have to have the bright blood red for it to take pure effect. Now we're actually getting into Boba Fett's blaster. Yes, you're looking at it. Well, I'm actually using the I believe this is the Cerberus or the Cerberus. I can't really pronounce a lot of freaking names in this game. Ugh. Anyway, you're gonna need the saturated color pack for all of this, just to let you know. Alright, I decided to go with a dark green on there because that's what his blaster was, a dark greenish. You want to throw in a brown for the back of the weapon as well to give some semblance because his weapon was brown. And you have to have the energy orange, well, because it fired orange energy. You gotta do cosplay, you gotta do it right. And this is actually the closest I can get to his blaster. Another reason why I picked this particular weapon is because it also had a lot of semblances with it. Now, the Sonic Ore. This right here is the reason why I actually picked Boba Fett for this build. This actually reminds me of his wrist rocket, and it packs a major punch as well. Now you can pick a variety of different color schemes for it. I personally like the one I just showed, the red and black one. Now I believe his wrist rocket was a greenish texture. Now we are getting into one of the biggest parts of the series, the mods, the mods, the mods. If you're gonna roleplay, you gotta roleplay right. Ignore the color scheme, it was just an earlier test of Boba Fett. Now, Boba Fett was always known to have long distance type fighting, aka his blaster, wrist rocket, everything else he had was always long distance, so it's not surprising that he would be more proficient at rifle fire than he would anything else. So having a rifle fire aura would help a lot. Alright, now we're getting into redirection and steel fiber. Now, Boba Fett, in all honesty, you can have some of the best defensive capabilities on it. Well, he was the most feared bounty hunter, so of course you're going to have some of the best stuff. So you want to put steel fiber and redirection on there. Now, he was a normal human underneath all of that, so he didn't have any other type of external endurance or internal endurance, so you can keep your health normal. Now remember, he focused primarily on long distance type fighting, so you want to have a stretch mod on there as well. Now, you can also use Banshee's ability to simulate the flamethrower that Boba Fett actually uses, or you can get a regular gun for it. I'll show you the gun in a second. It's actually available at our clan dojo, which is really epic. Because he's a bounty hunter, you want to put on Intruder because, of course, he had to be good at hacking some type of terminal to get into his bounty or assassination target. That's just bounty hunter 101. So you can just throw that on there just for him. Now, I'm going to show you guys what the flamethrower is going to look like in a second after I show you the mod for the Cerberus. Alright, now we're on Boba Fett's rifle. Now, for this one, you know, of course, because this was his primary weapon, you want to have a lot of damage, and you want to also have a lot of critical chance for it as well. Now, you can honestly mess around with this, putting on puncture and other types of variations of damage. His rifle, you can really mess around with. For the time being, though, I actually decided to keep on Maleficent Force, Vital Sense, and Serration. To me, those were actually amazing components to have on this for his rifle. You can put a Forma on here, or you can get a Orokin Reactor, or Orokin Catalyst, I should say, and you can customize it any way you want to. The Sonic Ore. Now, I love the Sonic Ore. I love it. To me, this is my favorite secondary weapon. And once again, this was my inspiration for actually making the Boba Fett build right here. Just look how badass it is. Now, it doesn't matter what color scheme you get, but let's go with the mods. Now, you want to have Gunslinger on here. You just want to have that on here. Why? Because it's Boba Fett. Gunslinger is a must. Now, just Hornet Strike, just increasing the type of damage it does, like how much damage it does, increased slash damage and reload speed. All of that really helps out to match with the cosplay well. He was a long distance fighter, so of course he will be able to reload his weapon faster. Gunslinger, of course, will have increased firing rate. Slash damage, come on, a bullet will slash you, but an explosion, that'll slash you more than anything else. Haha. Alright. Now that I showed you guys the various mods, I'm going to take you to the actual flamethrower. Alright, now we're in Jenny's home dojo and such. Now we have all the research done. This right here, the Igna's research, this is the flamethrower I was actually talking about. I'm not really keen to using flamethrowers, like I'm not keen to using shotguns in video games. Now that's why I didn't get it. That, and I don't have enough detonate injector. You do need that, and you do need a Forma. Now, because I'm actually in my clan leader's dojo right now, I'm going to say this: if you actually want to join us, you can just email him or send him a message. Well, message him on Xbox Live, Master Quinlong, or you can send me a message, Landstucker34, and then I will invite you to the clan. Now we have some more barracks so we can hold up to 200 members. Come check us out. Alright guys, now that I told you all this, it's time to get into the actual battle. Let's go, Bubba. Okay, now just because the lighting is such, it looks a bit teal. It does, but that's only because of how the lighting is. Alright, now remember, Boba Fett did not have any type of melee weapons. This dude was primarily based for his blaster, rocket, and flamethrower. So I basically have to do that if I want to compete with the with the cosplay or roleplay, whatever you want to call it. Now right there, you can simulate that for his flamethrower. You can just simulate that, or once again, you can get the Ignis research. I recommend though you get the Ignis research just because it's a little bit more authentic. Alright, now basically, let's talk about Boba Fett a little bit more in detail. Now, he was a clone of Jango Fett, saw his father get killed by Mace Windu, and decided to actually go a whole rebellion against the Republic. Now, he even went so far as to sneak into the Republic training area for the young Tykes when he was a kid, just so he can spy and blow up the place. Jango Fett has an immense hatred, but because of his extraordinary bounty hunter skills, he was able to survive in the galaxy as a child among adult bounty hunters, which is impressive to say the least. Alright, guys, thanks again for watching my themed Warframe series. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and share it around. And in the comment section below, what is the next themed Warframe you actually want me to make? Now, I'm actually going to be releasing 2 today. One is going to be either Jackal from Fairy Tail or the Kaioken. Which one do you want? Comment section below. Alright, guys, peace out once again, and talk to you laters.